Hello everybody, and welcome to tournament number 8 of the PBA bowling tour. We're at the fantasy stage really of the PBA tour. These next 3 are the fictitious tournaments that I've added in to make up to 20 tournament championship, and it is the first of the PBA European Tour, and this is the London Spectacular. So as you may see, we've gone back to the original because the overwhelming vote of 1 was to do the full tournament. So we're in the preliminary round here, putting it down to 24 players, and we'll start with group 1, and we have 10. Draw 2 bowlers to advance, then advance the highest full or half star. So let's see who's going to be the 2 bowlers to advance. 3, 1, 2, 3. Parker Bone the third. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Martin Larsson, and then the highest full or half star. So 209, 209, 215. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. 219. No. No and no. So Bill O'Neill is the third one from this group. So Bill O'Neill, Martin Larsson, Parker Bone the third. Move to the second group. 5. 3 highest bowlers, full or half star. So we've got Andrew Anderson at 214. Anthony Lavrispar 214, but a little bit less. Nick Crummy 210. No. Marshall Kent comes in, so Nick Crummy will drop. Looking for somebody over 214. Oh, Lavrispar got drops as Francois Lavoie, and Andrew Anderson drops with Kyle Troop. So the 3 that qualify from this second group: Marshall Kent, Kyle Troop, and Francois Lavoie. Group 3. 10. Draw 2, highest full or half star. So let's see who gets drawn. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matt Sanders. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Mitch Hoop, and then the highest full or half star. So he hasn't got a star. Tom Smallwood will be the first one at 213. Josh Blanchard comes up with 215. So Josh Blanchard will go through with Mitch Hoop and Matt Sanders. Now with the fourth group. 6. Draw 1 bowler, advance 2 highest, full star only. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walter Ray Williams. So the 2 highest full stars: Tom Doherty, Darren Tang at the moment. So we're looking for somebody over 216. Don Barrett, so Darren Tang will drop. Tom Doherty will drop as Pierre Girard. So we're looking at somebody over 217 now. EJ Tackett, so Don Barrett drops out. And so joining Walter Ray Williams will be EJ Tackett and Patrick Girard. So we've got 12 of the 24 bowlers. Let's go to group 5. 5. 3 highest average bowlers, full and half star only. So Stuart Williams on 213. Brad Angelo is also 213 but slightly better. Norm Duke at 219. Wes Malott is there. Oh, Anthony Simonson is there, 219. And he's going to be above Norm Duke as well. Jacob Butterworth is there. So we're looking at a 219 to get into this group. So those are your 3. Jacob Butterworth, Anthony Simonson and Norm Duke. Group 6. 6. Draw 1, advance 2, full star only. So the draw 1 is 2. That's going to be easy for me. 1, 2. BJ Moore. So we're just looking for full stars. Tommy Jones, who won the last tournament. Chris Barnes. So we're looking for 214 on a full. Oh, Tommy Jones is not going to make it. Ryan Schaefer will scrape in at this moment. And Schaefer will drop out with Sean Rash coming in. And so Sean Rash and Chris Barnes will join BJ Moore. Group 7. 4. 3 highest average bowlers, full star only. So Sean Maldonado's there. Kyle Sherman and Chris Prather. Jesper Svensson comes in. And those 3 will go through. So that must mean that we're on the 8th group. 3 highest average bowlers, any symbol or no symbol in fact. So Sam Cooley, Karsten Hansen and Chris Lowshetter will be the 3 that start. But I don't think any of them will finish. There's Jason Belmonte. We know he's going through. He's the best rated. 209, no, that won't get in. 206 won't get in. 216, so Matt Russo will be there at the moment. So we're looking for anything over 211. And there you go. Jason Belmonte, Matt Russo and Karsten Hansen will make the 24. So next we'll be deciding who gets 1 and who gets 2 money points, so hold on for that. So we're back with the usual process for the money points: black, white, silver and red and blue. Let's see what happens. So we've got 2 9s, so these 2 groups are not going to make it. These 2 are on 9, and that will mean only full and half stars will get points, but who's going to be the one that gets the 2 and who's going to be one that gets the 1? So it's a 5 and a 3. So this group, full and half stars, will get 2 points. Sean Lavery-Spa, Zachary Williams, Arturo Quintero, Nick Crummy. Matt Kuba will not get anything. Brad Miller, Nathan Bohr, Rhino Page, Wes Malott, Brad Angelo, Stuart Williams, Dick Allen, Michael Martell, Zeke Bate and Richard Teese. All will get 2 points. And the 1 point group, Greg Ostender, DJ Archer, Jake Peters, Don Barrett, Ryan Simonelli, Oscar Palermo, Tom Doherty, Darren Tang, Tom Hess, AJ Chapman, Michael Davidson, Matthew McNeil and Thomas Larson. All will get 1 point. So there you have it. Hope you'll join me for the semi-final round robin stage, where we'll cut this down to just 8 bowlers. So welcome back to Tournament 8, the PBA European Tour London Spectacular. We are at the semi-final round robins, and we're going to cut these 24 bowlers down to 8 for the positioning round. So we'll start with Group 1 and 2, the highest 2 average bowlers. So Larson's 209, Tackett is 220, he's going to be 1 through. Williams 215, Buttress 221. Kent and Hansen, so those 4 there will go and take 5 money points. Buttriff and EJ Tackett will go through to the positioning round. Group 2, 4, highest average and 1 drawn. There's 6 in the pile, so and it's the bottom one then. So Kyle Sherman will go through, Noam Duke 219, Gerard 219 but a better 219, Russo won't make it, Lavoie doesn't make it, Chris Barnes doesn't make it. So Kyle Sherman and Patrick Gerard will go through into Group 3. Top 2, BJ Moore's got 215, Mitch Hoop 211, so Hoop won't make it. Josh Blanchard will move into the top 2. Anthony Simonson will knock Blanchard out. Sanders won't get through, and Sean Rash will take BJ Moore. So Anthony Simonson and Sean Rash. Simonson, who's already won 1 tournament. And the final group, top 2, so we know 1 is going to be Belmonte. 216, Bill O'Neill 219, Prather 219 but not good enough. Belmonte will go through. Kyle Troop 217, Parker Bone 212. So Bill O'Neill and Jason Belmonte will go through the positioning round, and the rest of them will collect 5 money points, and we'll be back shortly with the positioning round into the final ladder match. So welcome back everybody to Tournament 8, the PBA European Tour London Spectacular. We're at the positioning round, whittling the 8 bowlers down to 5. The losers, the last 3, will drop out and earn 7 money points. So the first bowler up is Sean Rash. He is 215 and he bowls a 7-3, which gives him a 10, so that makes him 223. Second bowler up is Jason Belmonte. He is 224 and he bowls a 14-3, which is minus 11, which gives him a 213. Next bowler is EJ Tackett. our championship leader, 5 money points in front of Belmonte. He is a 220, and he bowls a 3-4, which gives him plus 22, which gives him 242. Bill O'Neill next up. He is a 219. He's got a 6, so he's going to be aggressive. 17-6 is going to be an asterisk roll. $12-1 is a minus 31, which is going to be 188. So that's not good for Bill O'Neill. Jacob Butterworth, who is a 221. He's going to bowl aggressive 2-6, and he is going to go to the asterisk column. He's going to bowl a 15-1, which is going to be a minus 34, which is going to be 187. So he's going to be one less than O'Neill, and he will be out. He's definitely out. Kyle Sherman. $217, and he bowls a 4-5, which is going to give him a plus 19, which gives him a 236. So he will be through to the ladder finals. Patrick Girard, who is a 219, and he bowls a 13-2, which is a minus 8, so he gets a 210. And finally, Anthony Simonson, winner of our first tournament in this championship. He is a 219. He bowls an 8-4, which is a plus 7, so 226 is going to be his final. So looking at this, EJ Tackett's going to be number 1, Sherman 2, Simonson 3, Rash 4, Belmonte 5, and Girard 6. No, we don't need 6, we only need 5. So Girard, O'Neill and Butterworth will all take 7 money points home with them, and we'll be back with the finals TV ladder matches. So welcome everyone to tournament number 8. We're at the televised ladder match section of the PBA European Tour London Spectacular, and the first game will be Sean Rash against Jason Belmonte, and Sean Rash will bowl the first ball 7-5, and he gets a strike. Belmonte comes up to his lane double-handed, 13-6, he only gets a 7. Second ball 8-3 on a 7, he gets his spare, moves over to the opposite lane, a 2-5 will get a strike. So Sean Rash comes over to the opposite lane, 12-4, and it's a strike. Moves back onto his original starting lane, 1-3, that's going to be a strike. So it's on for a perfect game at the moment. Belmonte, 11-5, that's a strike. Moves over to the opposite lane, 13-6 is going to be a 7. Can he pick up the spare? Belmonte with a 2-5 on a 7 gets the spare. Gives him 67 after 3. 267 is going to be his maximum now. Sean Rash on the opposite lane, 8-4, gets a strike and is perfect 4 through 4. Can he make it perfect through 5? 16-1, yes he can. So 37 pins up already. Jason Belmonte needs to get some strikes. 10-4, that's a strike. Moves on to the opposite lane, 2-5, and that is going to be another strike. So putting a couple of strikes together, but Sean Rash perfect through 5. On the opposite lane, 3-1, it's another strike. 120 after 4. Second ball, 4-3, and it's another strike. So Sean Rash perfect through 7. Jason Belmonte just got to keep the pressure on. 18-2 is going to be an 8. 115 after 5. Can he get the spare? 14-3 on an 8. Gets him the spare. 135 after 6. 255 is his maximum now. Goes on to his opposite lane. 5-2, and that's going to be a strike. Sean Rash, 8th frame. 1-4 strike. 8 in a row. One 16-1, and he's 9 in a row. 2-10. He's already really won this game. Jason Belmonte, frame 9. 12-3, gets a strike, but this is going to put him further behind DJ Tackett in the championship. Coming into the 10th frame, 2-6. It's just going to get a 9. Can he get the spare? 15-6 on a 9. Gets the spare. But he's already lost this. And the 6-4 gets him the strike. 2-1-5. But now it's all over to Sean Rash. Can he clear this 3 strikes in the 10th frame? 14-5, and he gets a 7. So 237 after 8. Can he get the spare? 11-2 on a 7 minus. He only gets 2, so he's going to leave the open frame, but it's not going to matter too much to him. 265 against Jason Belmonte's 215, so Sean Rash will advance to face Anthony Simonson in the second ladder match. So Simonson, the winner of the first tournament of this championship, against Sean Rash. 9 strikes in a row in that first match. Let's see what that's taken out of him, but Anthony Simonson will start the game. 12-5 will get him a strike. So Sean Rash, 25 will get him a 7. And Belmonte, by the way, will take home 9 money points. So can Sean Rash get this spare 222? And I don't think he does. He only gets 2, so it's a 9. So obviously the pressure of the first game beginning to tell. Rash 19-1 gets a strike. But already 21 pins behind Anthony Simonson. 21. He only gets a 9. Should easily pick up the spare. Let's have a look. 18-1. He does. So 280 is his maximum, so it's only 1 pin in it. Moves on to his original lane. Simonson 9-3 gets a strike. So Sean Rash then, can he put the pressure back on? 18-4, he only gets an 8. Struggling in this game after such a marvellous start in the first run. 4-5 on an 8. Is a spare. So 29, 230, 259 now is his highest. Anthony's and Rash on his second roll gets the strike. So Anthony Simonson got a 21 pin lead so far. 15-2, only gets a 9. Can he pick up the spare? 18-4, he does. So he's now up at 260, 1.1 pin in it. Simonson 8-4 gets the strike. So we go back to Sean Rash. 15-5 is a 9. Can he pick up the spare? 12-5. Yes, he can. So 69 after 4, which means his maximum is now 239. 21 pins in the lead again. Simonson watches Rash on his second bowl, second lane. 4-2 gets the strike. So Simonson moves back onto the lanes. 3-6 and he only gets a 9. Can he pick up the spare? Yes, he can. 240 now, 1 pin in it. Simonson moves on to his own lane. 12-3 and he gets a strike. So Sean Rash, 1 pin. 4-1 gets him a strike. He needed that. Beginning to find his touch now. On the opposite lane. 10-3 gets another strike. That's what he needed to see. 1.1 pin difference. Anthony Simonson 10-5 gets a strike. Simonson strikes all the way through and Rash strikes all the way through. Simonson will win by 1 pin. Here comes his 9th frame. Simonson 2-6. He's only going to get a 9. Can he get a spare? 6-6. He can. 169 leaves him a 219 maximum. So Sean Rash, time to keep putting the pressure on. 4-3 gets the strike, and that is going to be good for him. If he strikes all the way through, he wins. He's got a 20 pin lead. 13-1, give him that strike. First one in the 10th frame. Here comes his second ball in the 10th frame. 18-3 is an 8. So it's 2:07 after 9 and his last ball to get the spare. 15-2 on an 8. He's going to get him the spare. So it ends up with 227. So Simonson cannot win. But here we go. 12-2. It's a strike. You can only make 219. 16-5. It's going to be an 8. Can he get the spare? Yes, he can. So he ends up 209. So Sean Rash wins the second match. 227, 209, and Anthony Simonson will take home 10 money points. But really should have won that one. He had the advantage and then lost it right at the end. So hope you'll join me for the semi-final match, Kyle Sherman against Sean Rash. So here we go, Kyle Sherman against Sean Rash. Rash pulled it out of the bag after a fantastic first round victory over Jason Belmonte. But here comes Sherman. 6-5. It's going to be a strike. Good start. Sean Rash, let's see if the nerves have settled. 5-2, that's going to be a strike. Moves on to the opposite lane. 6-4, that will be a strike. So Kyle Sherman on his opposite lane. 6-2 is a strike. Moves back to his original starting lane now. 14-2 is going to be a 9. So can Sherman pick up the spare? Yes, he can. So 49 after 2. 279 is his maximum. So Sean Rash 2 of 2. 15-1, and that's a strike, and he's found his rhythm. Onto the opposite lane. Roll that again because it jumped out. 9-5, and it's another strike. So he's 4 in a row. Kyle Sherman under pressure in his first televised match of the year. 7-5. He gets a strike though. Onto his original lane. 12-2, and another strike. Sean Rash on his original lane. 16-6 is going to be the Y chart. So let's see what's happening here. 1-4 is going to be a 6+. So that is 86 after 3, and we need the 6+ chart. He is a AA spare. And he bowls a 17-3, and he gets the spare. So he loses his maximum, but he's now got the chance of a 276, which is needs to keep striking. That gives Sherman a 3-pin lead at this moment in time. So Sean Rash on the opposite lane. 11-3 is going to be a strike. So Kyle Sherman now, can he put the pressure on the opposite lane? 9-5. It's a strike, so keeps the pressure on. Moves back onto his original lane. 11-1, and that's another strike. Good bowling. has a 3-pin lead after 5. So Sean Rash on his own lane. 5-1 is a strike. Moves on to the opposite lane. 11-1 is another strike. Excellent bowling. Kyle Sherman coming up for his 8th frame on the opposite lane. 17-3 is only an 8. Can he get the spare? 17-3 on an 8. Gets the spare. Gives his maximum now. 247. So 247 against 274. And he moves on to his starting lane. 15-3 is going to only be a 9. Can he get the spare? And he can. So 236 is his maximum. Sean Rash now could wrap this up. 9-1 is a strike. Moves to the 10th frame. 9-6 is going to be an 8. But I think he's still got enough. If he gets this spare, certainly. 2-3 on an 8 minus. He's going to get the spare. So he just needs, he's got enough pins. 25 is going to be a 7. So he ends with the 261. Kyle Sherman will just roll out his last frame. He gets a strike to start off with. 3-6. He's going to get a 9. And can he finish with the spare? 14-4. Yes, he gets the spare. So 226. And Kyle Sherman will take 12 money points home with him. But Sean Rash will move on to the final, where we will meet championship leader EJ Tackett. So hope you'll join me shortly for that. So welcome everybody to the final of the tournament number 8, the PBA European Tour London Spectacular. EJ Tackett and Sean Rash. And Sean Rash has gone through the ladder to get to this point, beating Jason Belmonte, Anthony Simonson and Kyle Sherman. And his lowest score has been 227. So EJ Tackett is going to start the game. This for the championship, looking for his 3rd title in this season, and he starts with a strike. Sean Rash. 10-2, and he gets a strike. Rash moves to the opposite lane. 2-1, and that's a really good strike. So EJ Tackett under a little bit of pressure. 18-4 is an 8. Can he get the spare? 10-3 gets the spare. 280 is his maximum. Moves to his original lane. 2-4 gets the strike. So Sean Rash. 10-2. It's a strike, keeping up the maximum so far. On the opposite lane. 19-4. He's only going to get a 7. So can he get the spare? 11-4 on a 7+. He does get the spare. Maximum now is 277. Tackett has a 3-pin lead. If he can strike out all the way through and Tackett on the opposite lane. 6-1 gets a strike. He'd like to get another one on his own lane here. 22, and it's only a 7. Can he get the spare? 6-5 on a 7+. Gets the spare. 87 after 4. 257 is his maximum. Sean Rash. 14-3 is going to be a 9. Didn't want that. Can he get the spare? Yes, he can. So 266. He has a 9-pin lead at this moment in time. Sean Rash on his opposite lane. 19-6 is going to be the Y chart. Oh. Nope. Had a crazy die roll there. 45 is going to be a 5. Not good at all. And he is a double A spare on the 5 chart. So can Rash get the spare? 23. I don't think he can. He only gets 4. So he leaves an open frame. $231 is now his maximum. Put that on the wrong one. So the scoreboard has now been corrected and Sean Rash can get 240. As we go to EJ Tackett. 14-2 is going to be a 9. Gives him 106 after 5. Can he get the spare? 12-6. He does get the spare, which means he's now on a maximum of 246, so 6 pins in this as EJ Tackett goes on to his own lane. 15-5 is a 9. Gives him 125 after 6. Can he get the spare? He can. So 235 now is his maximum. Sean Rash has a 5-pin lead at this moment in time as he comes out onto his own lane. 18-6. It's going to be a Y result. Nobody wants to win this. 42 is a 5+. Can he get a spare this time, or is he going to get 2? Is he going to get back-to-back open frames? Oh, wrong dice. Double A. 1-3, and he gets the spare. $230. As the old joke goes, Chinese dentist time. 230. He moves on to the opposite lane. Sean Rash. 10-5. Gets a strike. Really needed that to keep himself in this. Been a poor ending after what was a tremendous start by both bowlers. EJ Tackett looking for title number 4 this season. 13-3 gets a strike. Moves back onto his own lane. 5-2, and that's going to be another strike, and that puts pressure firmly on Sean Rash. Rash 11-1 gets the strike, moves into frame 10. $13.4. It's only a 9. Can he get the spare? That was a 20. 23. I think it's still a spare. It isn't. It's an open frame. So ends up with 197. And EJ Tackett then. 18-2 is an 8. So if he strikes, if he spares here, which he does, gives him 183, so he's now 193. He needs 4 pins. 16-4. He gets 9 pins, so he gets 19 and wins the tournament 202 to 197, the worst winning score of the tournament. But Sean Rash takes 15 points, and EJ Tackett, with his 4th tournament win, is your PBA European Tour London Spectacular Champion. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you for tournament number 9, which is the Munich Spectacular of the European Tour. So until then, good night.